6 subscribe 590, 7 subscribe 590. முடியல. ஹாய் எவ்ரிவன், உங்கள் எல்லாருக்குமே தெரியும் இந்த வீடியோவை யாருமே ஃபுல்லாக பார்க்க மாட்டீங்கன்னு. பட் இருந்தாலும் நான் எதுக்கு இந்த மாதிரி வீடியோ எடுத்து பண்ணுறேன்னா, நம்ம சின்ன வயசுலேருந்தே பார்த்துருப்போம். ஒரு எக்ஸாம் டைம்லையோ இல்லை ஒரு முக்கியமான விஷயம் நேரத்துலையோ நம்ம ஃப்ரெண்ட்ஸோ நம்மளுக்கு தெரிஞ்சவங்களோ நம்ம சின்ன சின்ன பசங்க எல்லாருமே என்ன பண்ணியிருப்பாங்கன்னா, அவங்களுடைய கடவுள் பேரை 1000 வாட்டி எழுதியிருப்பாங்க, இல்லை 100 வாட்டி எழுதியிருப்பாங்க. எழுதுனா அந்த மாதிரி கடவுள் பேர் எழுதினோடனே நம்ம கடவுள் நமக்காக ஹெல்ப் பண்ணுவார், நம்மளை காப்பாற்றுவார், பரீட்சையில் நம்ம பாஸ் ஆகிடலாம் அந்த மாதிரி சொல்லுவாங்க. பட் நான் என்ன பண்ணலான்னுறேன்னா, யூடியூப்பில் இந்த மாதிரி சப்ஸ்கிரைப் பண்ணுங்கன்னு சொல்லிட்டு கேட்குறதுக்கு நம்மளும் ஒரு வழி டிஃப்ரெண்ட்டாக ட்ரை பண்ணலாமேன்னு சொல்லிட்டு தான் இந்த மாதிரி ஒரு ஐடியா ட்ரை பண்ணியிருக்கேன். இன்னும் தான் சொல்ல போகிறேன், எவ்வளோ நேரம் ஆக போகுதுன்னு எனக்கும் தெரியல. பட் இருந்தாலும் சப்ஸ்கிரைப் பண்ணிவிடுங்க, மை ஹார்ட் ஒர்க். ஓகே, வாங்க வீடியோக்குள்ள போகலாம். 1 subscribe, 2 subscribe, 3 subscribe, 4 subscribe, 5 subscribe, 6 subscribe, 7 subscribe, 8 subscribe, 9 subscribe, 10 subscribe, 11 subscribe, 12 subscribe, 13 subscribe, 14 subscribe, 15 subscribe, 16 subscribe, 17 subscribe, 18 subscribe, 19 subscribe, 20 subscribe, 21 subscribe, 22 subscribe, 23 subscribe, 24 subscribe, 25 subscribe, 26 subscribe, 27 subscribe, 28 subscribe, 29 subscribe, 30 subscribe, 31 subscribe, 32 subscribe, 33 subscribe, 34 subscribe, 35 subscribe, 36 subscribe, 37 subscribe, 38 subscribe, 39 subscribe, 40 subscribe, 41 subscribe, 42 subscribe, 43 subscribe, 44 subscribe, 45 subscribe, 46 subscribe, 47 subscribe, 48 subscribe, 49 subscribe, 50 subscribe, 51 subscribe, 52 subscribe, 54 subscribe, 53 subscribe, 54 subscribe, 55 subscribe, 56 subscribe, 57 subscribe, 58 subscribe, 59 subscribe, 60 subscribe, 61 subscribe, 62 subscribe, 63 subscribe, 64 subscribe, 65 subscribe, 66 subscribe, 67 subscribe, 68 subscribe, 69 subscribe, 70 subscribe, 71 subscribe, 72 subscribe, 73 subscribe, 74 subscribe, 75 subscribe, 76 subscribe, 77 subscribe, 78 subscribe, 79 subscribe, 80 subscribe, 81 subscribe, 82 subscribe, 83 subscribe, 84 subscribe, 85 subscribe, 86 subscribe, 87 subscribe, 88 subscribe, 89 subscribe, 90 subscribe, 91 subscribe, 92 subscribe, 93 subscribe, 94 subscribe, 95 subscribe, 96 subscribe, 97 subscribe, 98 subscribe, 99 subscribe, 100 subscribe, 101 subscribe, 102 subscribe, 103 subscribe, 104 subscribe, 105 subscribe, 106 subscribe, 107 subscribe, 108 subscribe, 109 subscribe, 110 subscribe, 111 subscribe, 112 subscribe, 113 subscribe, 114 subscribe, 115 subscribe, 116 subscribe, 117 subscribe, 118 subscribe, 119 subscribe, 110 subscribe, 111 subscribe, 112 subscribe, 113 subscribe, 114 subscribe, 115 subscribe, 116 subscribe, 117 subscribe, 118 subscribe, 119 subscribe, 120 subscribe, 121 subscribe, 122 subscribe, 123 subscribe, 124 subscribe, 125 subscribe, 126 subscribe, 177 subscribe, 128 subscribe, 129 subscribe, 130 subscribe, 131 subscribe, 132 subscribe, 133 subscribe, 134 subscribe, 135 subscribe, 136 subscribe, 137 subscribe, 138 subscribe, 139 subscribe, 140 subscribe, 141 subscribe, 142 subscribe, 143 subscribe, 144 subscribe, 145 subscribe, 146 subscribe, 147 subscribe, 148 subscribe, 149 subscribe, 150 subscribe, 151 subscribe, 152 subscribe, 153 subscribe, 154 subscribe, 155 subscribe, 156 subscribe, 157 subscribe, 158 subscribe, 159 subscribe, 160 subscribe, 161 subscribe, 162 subscribe, 168 subscribe, 169 subscribe, 170 subscribe, 171 subscribe, 172 subscribe, 173 subscribe, 174 subscribe, 175 subscribe, 176 subscribe, 177 subscribe, 178 subscribe, 179 subscribe, 180 subscribe, 190, 181 subscribe, 182 subscribe, 183 subscribe, 184 subscribe, 185 subscribe, 186 subscribe, 187 subscribe, 188 subscribe, 189 subscribe, 190 subscribe, 191 subscribe, 192 subscribe, 193 subscribe, 194 subscribe, 195 subscribe, 198 subscribe, 196 subscribe, 197 subscribe, 198 subscribe, 199 subscribe, 200 subscribe. இதுக்கே முடியல போல, பட் ட்ரை பண்ணலாம். 201 subscribe, 202 subscribe, 203 subscribe, 204 subscribe, 205 subscribe, 206 subscribe, 207 subscribe, 208 subscribe, 209 subscribe, 210 subscribe, 211 subscribe, 212 subscribe, 213 subscribe, 214 subscribe, 215 subscribe, to 16 subscribe, to 17 subscribe, to 18 subscribe, to 17 subscribe, to 18 subscribe, to 19 subscribe, to 20 subscribe, to 21 subscriber, to 22 subscribes, to 23 subscribe, to 24 subscribe, to 25 subscribe, to 26 subscribe, to 27 subscribe, to 28 subscribe, to 29 subscribe, to 30 subscribe, to 31 subscribe, to 32 subscribe, to 33 subscribe, to 34 subscribe, to 35 subscribe, to 36 subscribe, to 37 subscribe, to 38 subscribe, to 39 subscribe, to 40 subscribe, to 41 subscribe, to 42 subscribe, to 43 subscribe, to 44 subscribe, to 45 subscribe, to 46 subscribe, to 47 subscribe, to 48 subscribe, to 49 subscribe, to 50 subscribe, to 51 subscribe, to 52 subscribe, to 53 subscribe, to 54 subscribe, to 55 subscribe, to 56 subscribe, to 57 subscribe, to 58 subscribe, to 59 subscribe, to 60 subscribe, to 61 subscribe, to 62 subscribe, to 63 subscribe, to 64 subscribe, to 65 subscribe, to 58 subscribe, to 56 subscribe, to 57 subscribe, to 58 subscribe, to 59 subscribe, to 60 subscribe, to 61 subscribe, to 62 subscribe, to 63 subscribe, to 64 subscribe, to 65 subscribe, to 66 subscribe, to 67 subscribe, to 68 subscribe, to 69 subscribe, to 70 subscribe, to 71 subscribe, to 72 subscribe, to 73 subscribe, to 74 subscribe, to 75 subscribe, to 76 subscribe, to 76 7 subscribe, to 78 subscribe, to 79 subscribe, to 80 subscribe, to 81 subscribe, to 82 subscribe, to 83 subscribe, to 84 subscribe, to 85 subscribe, to 86 subscribe, to 87 subscribe, to 88 subscribe, to 89 subscribe, to 90 subscribe, to 91 subscribe, to 92 subscribe, to 93 subscribe, to 94 subscribe, to 95 subscribe, to 96 subscribe, to 97 subscribe, to 98 subscribe, to 99 subscribe, to 300 subscribe, to 301 subscribe, 302 subscribe, 303 subscribe, 304 subscribe, 305 subscribe, 306 subscribe, 307 subscribe, 308 subscribe, 309 subscribe, 310 subscribe, 311 subscribe, 312 subscribe, 313 subscribe, 314 subscribe, 315 subscribe, 316 subscribe, 317 subscribe, 318 subscribe, 319 subscribe, 320 subscribe, 321 subscribe, 322 subscribe, 323 subscribe, 324 subscribe, 325 subscribe, 326 subscribe, 327 subscribe, 328 subscribe, 329 subscribe, 330 subscribe, 331 subscribe, 332 subscribe, 333 subscribe, 334 subscribe, 335 subscribe, 336 subscribe, 337 subscribe, 338 subscribe, 339 subscribe, 340 subscribe, 341 subscribe, 342 subscribe, 343 subscribe, 344 subscribe, 345 subscribe, 346 subscribe, 347 subscribe, 348 subscribe, 349 subscribe, 350, 351 subscribe, 352 subscribe, 353 subscribe, 354 subscribe, 355 subscribe, 356 subscribe, 357 subscribe, 358 subscribe, 359 subscribe, 360 subscribe, 361 subscribe, 362 subscribe, 332 362 subscribe, 364 subscribe, 363 subscribe, 364 subscribe, 365 subscribe, 366 subscribe, 367 subscribe, 368 subscribe, 369 subscribe, 370 subscribe, 371 subscribe, 372 subscribe, 373 subscribe, 374 subscribe, 375 subscribe, 376 subscribe, 377 subscribe, 378 subscribe, 379 subscribe, 380 subscribe, 381 subscribe, 382 subscribe, 383 subscribe, 384 subscribe, 385 subscribe, 386 subscribe, 387 subscribe, 388 subscribe, 389 subscribe, 390 subscribe, 391 subscribe, 392 subscribe, 394 subscribe, 393 subscribe, 394 subscribe, 395 subscribe, 396 subscribe, 397 subscribe, 398 subscribe, 399 subscribe, 490, 491 subscribe, 492 subscribe, 400, 401 subscribe, 402 subscribe, 403 subscribe, 404 subscribe, 405 subscribe, 406 subscribe, 407 subscribe, 408 subscribe, 409 subscribe, 410 subscribe, 410 subscribe, 411 subscribe, 412 subscribe, 413 subscribe, 415 subscribe, 413 subscribe, 411 subscribe, 412 subscribe, 413 subscribe, 414 subscribe, 415 subscribe, 416 subscribe, 417 subscribe, 418 subscribe, 417 subscribe, 418 subscribe, 419 subscribe, 420 subscribe, 421 subscribe, 422 subscribe, 423 subscribe, 424 subscribe, 425 subscribe, 425 6 subscribe, 427 subscribe, 428 subscribe, 429 subscribe, 430 subscribe, 431 subscribe, 432 subscribe, 433 subscribe, 434 subscribe, 435 subscribe, 436 subscribe, 437 subscribe, 438 subscribe, 439 subscribe, 440 subscribe, 441 subscribe, 442 subscribe, 443 subscribe, 444 subscribe, 445 subscribe, 446 subscribe, 447 subscribe, 448 subscribe, 449 subscribe, 450 subscribe, 451 subscribe, 452 subscribe, 453 subscribe, 453 subscribe, 457 subscribe, 454 subscribe, 455 subscribe, 456 subscribe, 457 subscribe, 458 subscribe, 459 subscribe, 460 subscribe, 451 subscribe, 452 subscribe, 453 subscribe, 454 subscribe, 455 subscribe, 456 subscribe, 457 subscribe, 458 subscribe, 459 subscribe, 460 subscribe, 461 subscribe, 462 subscribe, 463 subscribe, 464 subscribe, 465 subscribe, 466 subscribe, 467 subscribe, 468 subscribe, 469 subscribe, 470 subscribe, 471 subscribe, 74, 72 subscribe, 473 subscribe, 474 subscribe, 475 subscribe, 476 subscribe, 477 subscribe, 478 subscribe, 479 subscribe, 480 subscribe, 471 subscribe, 482 subscribe, 483 subscribe, 484 subscribe, 485 subscribe, 486 subscribe, 487 subscribe, 486 subscribe, 489 subscribe, 480 490 480 471 subscribe, 472 subscribe, 473 subscribe, 474 subscribe, 475 subscribe, 476 subscribe, 477 subscribe, 478 subscribe, 479 subscribe, 480 subscribe, 481 subscribe, 482 subscribe, 483 subscribe, 484 subscribe, 485 subscribe, 486 subscribe, 487 subscribe, 488 subscribe, 489 subscribe, 490 subscribe, 491 subscribe, 492 subscribe, 493 subscribe, 494 subscribe, 495 subscribe, 496 subscribe, 497 subscribe, 498 subscribe, 499 subscribe, 490 490 490 subscribe, 491 subscribe, 492 subscribe, 39 subscribe, 494 subscribe, 495 subscribe, 496 subscribe, 497 subscribe, 498 subscribe, 499 subscribe, 500 subscribe, 501 subscribe, 502 subscribe, 503 subscribe, 504 subscribe, 505 subscribe, 586 subscribe, 597 subscribe, 508 subscribe, 509 subscribe, 510 subscribe, 511 subscribe, 512 subscribe, 513 subscribe, 514 subscribe, 515 subscribe, 516 subscribe, 517 subscribe, 518 subscribe, 519 subscribe, 520 subscribe, 521 subscribe, 522 subscribe, 523 subscribe, 524 subscribe, 525 subscribe, 526 subscribe, 527 subscribe, 528 subscribe, 529 subscribe, 530 subscribe, 531 subscribe, 532 subscribe, 533 subscribe, 534 subscribe, 535 subscribe, 536 subscribe, 537 subscribe, 538 subscribe, 539 subscribe, 540 subscribe, 541 subscribe, 542 subscribe, 543 subscribe, 544 subscribe, 545 subscribe, 546 subscribe, 547 subscribe, 548 subscribe, 559 subscribe, 550 subscribe, 551 subscribe, 552 subscribe, 553 subscribe, 554 subscribe, 555 subscribe, 556 subscribe, 557 subscribe, 558 subscribe, 559 subscribe, 560 subscribe, 561 subscribe, 562 subscribe, 563 subscribe, 564 subscribe, 565 subscribe, 566 subscribe, 567 subscribe, 568 subscribe, 569 subscribe, 570 subscribe, 571 subscribe, 572, 560, 561 subscribe, 562 subscribe, 566 subscribe, 563 subscribe, 564 subscribe, 565 subscribe, 566, 566 subscribe, 561, 67 subscribe, 568 subscribe, 569 subscribe, 570 subscribe, 571 subscribe, 572 subscribe, 573 subscribe, 574 subscribe, 575 subscribe, 576 subscribe, 577 subscribe, 578 subscribe, 579 subscribe, 580 subscribe, 581 subscribe, 582 subscribe, 583 subscribe, 584 subscribe, 585 subscribe, 586 subscribe, 587 subscribe, 589 8 subscribe, 589 subscribe, 580 590 subscribe, 591 subscribe, 592 subscribe, 593 subscribe, 594 subscribe, 595 subscribe, 596 subscribe, 597 subscribe, 590 முடியல. 581 subscribe, 585 my sheet எதில் தெரியல. 501 subscribe எதில் விட்டேன். மறந்துட்டேன். Sorry guys. Okay. 501 subscribe, 502 subscribe, 503 subscribe, 594 subscribe, 505 subscribe, 506 subscribe, 507 subscribe, 508 subscribe, 509 subscribe, 510 subscribe, 511 subscribe, 512 subscribe, 513 subscribe, 514 subscribe, 515 subscribe, 516 subscribe, 517 subscribe, 518 subscribe, 519 subscribe, 520 subscribe, 521 subscribe, 522 subscribe, 523 subscribe, 524 subscribe, 525 subscribe, 526 subscribe, 527 subscribe, 528 subscribe, 529 subscribe, 530 530 subscribe, 531 subscribe, 532 subscribe, 533 subscribe, 534 subscribe, 535 subscribe, 536 subscribe, 537 subscribe, 538 subscribe, 539 subscribe, 540 subscribe, 541 subscribe, 542 subscribe, 543 subscribe, 544 subscribe, 545 subscribe, 546 subscribe, 547 subscribe, 548 subscribe, 549 subscribe, 550 subscribe, 551 subscribe, 552 subscribe, 553 subscribe, 557 554 subscribe, 555 subscribe, 556 subscribe, 557 subscribe, 558 subscribe, 559 subscribe, 560 subscribe, 561 subscribe, 562 subscribe, 563 subscribe, 564 subscribe, 565 subscribe, 566 subscribe, 567 subscribe, 568 subscribe, 569 subscribe, 570 subscribe, 571 subscribe, 572 subscribe, 573 subscribe, 574 subscribe, 575 subscribe, 576 subscribe, 577 subscribe, 578 subscribe, 579 subscribe, 580 subscribe, 581 subscribe, 582 subscribe, 583 subscribe, 584 subscribe, 585 subscribe, 586 subscribe, 587 subscribe, 588 subscribe, 589 subscribe, 590 subscribe, 591 subscribe, 592 subscribe, 593 subscribe, 594 subscribe, 595 subscribe, 597 subscribe, 597 subscribe, 598 subscribe, 599 subscribe, 600 subscribe, 601 subscribe, 602 subscribe, 603 subscribe, 304 subscribe, 305 subscribe, 606 subscribe, 607 subscribe, 608 subscribe, 609 subscribe, 610 subscribe, 611 subscribe, 612 subscribe, 613 subscribe, 614 subscribe, 615 subscribe, 616 subscribe, 617 subscribe, 618 subscribe, 619 subscribe, 620 subscribe, 621 subscribe, 622 subscribe, 623 subscribe, 624 subscribe, 625 subscribe, 626 subscribe, 627 subscribe, 628 subscribe, 629 subscribe, 330 630 subscribe, 631 subscribe, 632 subscribe, 633 subscribe, 634 subscribe, 635 subscribe, 636 subscribe, 637 subscribe, 638 subscribe, 639 subscribe, 640 subscribe, 641 subscribe, 642 subscribe, 643 subscribe, 644 subscribe, 645 subscribe, 646 subscribe, 647 subscribe, 648 subscribe, 649 subscribe, 650 subscribe, 651 subscribe, 651 2 subscribe, 653 subscribe, 654 subscribe, 55 655 subscribe, 651 6 subscribe, 657 subscribe, 658 subscribe, 315 659 subscribe, 360 subscribe, 661 subscribe, 62 subscribe, 663 subscribe, 664 subscribe, 665 subscribe, 666 subscribe, 667 subscribe, 668 subscribe, 669 subscribe, 669 669 subscribe, 670 subscribe, 671 subscribe, 672 subscribe, 673 subscribe, 674 subscribe, 675 subscribe, 676 subscribe, 677 subscribe, 678 subscribe, 679 subscribe, 680 subscribe, 681 subscribe, 682 subscribe, 683 subscribe, 684 subscribe, 685 subscribe, 688 subscribe, 689 subscribe, 690 subscribe, 691 subscribe, 692 subscribe, 693 subscribe, 694 subscribe, 695 subscribe, 696 subscribe, 697 subscribe, 698 subscribe, 699 subscribe, 700 subscribe, 701 subscribe, 702 subscribe, 703 subscribe, 705 subscribe, 4 subscribe, 705 subscribe, 706 subscribe, 707 subscribe, 708 subscribe, 709 subscribe, 710 subscribe, 711 subscribe, 712 subscribe, 713 subscribe, 714 subscribe, 715 subscribe, 716 subscribe, 717 subscribe, 718 subscribe, 719 subscribe, 720 subscribe, 721 subscribe, 722 subscribe, 723 subscribe, 724 subscribe, 725 subscribe, 726 subscribe, 727 subscribe, 728 subscribe, 729 subscribe, 730 subscribe, 731 subscribe, 732 subscribe, 733 subscribe, 734 subscribe, 735 subscribe, 736 subscribe, 737 subscribe, 738 subscribe, 739 subscribe, 740 subscribe, 741 subscribe, 742 subscribe, 743 subscribe, 744 subscribe, 745 subscribe, 746 subscribe, 747 subscribe, 748 subscribe, 749 subscribe, 750 subscribe, 751 subscribe, 752 subscribe, 753 subscribe, 754 subscribe, 755 subscribe, 756 subscribe, 757 subscribe, 758 subscribe, 759 subscribe, 760 subscribe, 761 subscribe, 762 subscribe, 763 subscribe, 764 subscribe, 765 subscribe, 766 subscribe, 661 subscribe, 662 subscribe, 764 765 subscribe, 766 subscribe, 767 subscribe, 768 subscribe, 600 or 700 or 765 subscribe, 766 subscribe, 767 subscribe, 768 subscribe, 770 subscribe, 771 subscribe, 772 subscribe, 773 subscribe, 774 subscribe, 774 subscribe, 775 subscribe, 776 subscribe, 777 subscribe, 778 subscribe, 779 subscribe, 780 subscribe, 781 subscribe, 782 subscribe, 783 subscribe, 784 subscribe, 785 subscribe, 785 subscribe, 786 subscribe, 787 subscribe, 788 subscribe, 789 subscribe, 790 subscribe, 791 subscribe, 792 subscribe, 793 subscribe, 794 subscribe, 795 subscribe, 796 subscribe, 797 subscribe, 798 subscribe, 799 subscribe, 800 subscribe, 801 subscribe, 802 subscribe, 803 subscribe, 804 subscribe, 805 subscribe, 806 subscribe, 807 subscribe, 808 subscribe, 809 subscribe, 8010 subscribe, 8011 subscribe, 8012 subscribe, 8013 subscribe, 814 subscribe, 815 subscribe, 816 subscribe, 817 subscribe, 818 subscribe, 819 subscribe, 820 subscribe, 821 subscribe, 822 subscribe, 823 subscribe, 824 subscribe, 825 subscribe, 826 subscribe, 827 subscribe, 828 subscribe, 829 subscribe, 830 subscribe, 831 subscribe, 832 subscribe, 833 subscribe, 834 subscribe, 835 subscribe, 836 subscribe, 837 subscribe, 838 subscribe, 839 subscribe, 840 subscribe, 841 subscribe, 842 subscribe, 843 subscribe, 844 subscribe, 845 subscribe, 848 subscribe, 849 subscribe, 850 subscribe, 851 subscribe, 852 subscribe, 853 subscribe, 854 subscribe, 855 subscribe, 856 subscribe, 857 subscribe, 858 subscribe, 859 subscribe, 860 subscribe, 861 subscribe, 862 subscribe, 863 subscribe, 864 subscribe, 865 subscribe, 866 subscribe, 867 subscribe, 868 subscribe, 868 869 subscribe, 870 subscribe, 871 subscribe, 872 subscribe, 873 subscribe, 874 subscribe, 875 subscribe, 876 subscribe, 877 subscribe, 878 subscribe, 879 subscribe, 880 subscribe, 881 subscribe, 882 subscribe, 883 subscribe, 884 subscribe, 885 subscribe, 888 6 subscribe, 887 subscribe, 888 subscribe, 889 subscribe, 890 subscribe, 891 subscribe, 892 subscribe, 893 subscribe, 894 subscribe, 895 subscribe, 896 subscribe, 897 subscribe, 888 subscribe, 899 subscribe, 900 subscribe, 901 subscribe, 902 subscribe, 903 subscribe, 904 subscribe, 905 subscribe, 906 subscribe, 907 subscribe, 908 subscribe, 909 subscribe, 910 910 subscribe, 911 subscribe, 912 subscribe, 913 subscribe, 914 subscribe, 915 subscribe, 916 subscribe, 917 subscribe, 918 subscribe, 918 subscribe, 990 subscribe, 920 subscribe, 921 subscribe, 922 subscribe, 923 subscribe, 923 4 subscribe, 925 subscribe, 926 subscribe, 927 subscribe, 928 subscribe, 929 subscribe, 930 subscribe, 931 subscribe, 932 subscribe, 933 subscribe, 934 subscribe, 935 subscribe, 936 subscribe, 937 subscribe, 938 subscribe, 939 subscribe, 940 subscribe, 941 subscribe, 942 subscribe, 943 subscribe, 944 subscribe, 945 subscribe, 946 subscribe, 947 subscribe, 948 subscribe, 949 subscribe, 950 subscribe, 951 subscribe, 952 subscribe, 953 subscribe, 954 subscribe, 955 subscribe, 951 subscribe, 952 subscribe, 953 subscribe, 954 subscribe, 955 subscribe, 956 subscribe, 957 subscribe, 958 subscribe, 959 subscribe, 960 subscribe, 961 subscribe, 962 subscribe, 963 subscribe, 964 subscribe, 965 subscribe, 964 subscribe, 965 subscribe, 966 subscribe, 967 subscribe, 968 subscribe, 969 subscribe, 970 subscribe, 971 subscribe, 972 subscribe, 973 subscribe, 974 subscribe, 975 subscribe, 976 subscribe, 977 subscribe, 978 subscribe, 979 subscribe, 920 subscribe, sorry, 980 subscribe, 987 subscribe, 982 subscribe, 983 subscribe, 984 subscribe, 985 subscribe, 986 subscribe, 987 subscribe, 986 8 subscribe, 989 subscribe, 999 subscribe, 989 subscribe, 990 subscribe, 991 subscribe, 992 subscribe, 993 subscribe, 994 subscribe, 995 subscribe, 996 subscribe, 997 subscribe, 998 subscribe, 999 subscribe, 1000 subscribe, 1000 subscribe. That's it guys. ப்ளீஸ் சப்ஸ்கிரைப் பண்ணிவிடுங்க. முடியல.